Welcome to another exciting journey into world numismatic finds and the top 2 rare coins that continue to fascinate collectors across Britain and beyond. Today, we turn our attention to the iconic UK half crown, focusing on the 1955 edition in dirty condition and the 1953 piece found in circulating condition. Though worn by time and everyday use, these coins carry remarkable historical character and collector appeal. From their post-war significance to their enduring charm in the numismatic market, these half-crowns prove that even well-used coins can hold impressive stories and surprising value within their aged surfaces. Let's get started up with the 1955 UK half-crown coin, a coin that many people have overlooked for decades, especially when found in a dirty or well-used condition. You might have seen one tucked away in an old tin, inherited in a small family collection, or even resting at the bottom of a drawer, its once bright surface now darkened with age and handling. Yet even in a dirty state, this coin carries with it an undeniable charm and a powerful connection to mid-20th century Britain. For collectors and history enthusiasts alike, the 1955 half crown is far more than loose change. It is a tangible fragment of a nation rebuilding and redefining itself in the post-war era. The 1955 half crown was struck during the reign of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, only a few years after her accession to the throne in 1952. Britain at that time was emerging from the hardships of the Second World War and the period of rationing that followed. Industry was recovering, communities were rebuilding, and the country was stepping confidently into a modern age. Coins such as the half crown circulated widely in everyday transactions, used in markets, shops, and railway stations across the United Kingdom. Holding one today, even in a dirty and time-worn condition, feels like holding a silent witness to that transformative period in British history. The obverse, or head side, of the 1955 half crown features the first definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This youthful portrait shows the Queen uncrowned, facing right, with a simple and elegant profile that reflects both dignity and freshness. Around the edge runs the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina, affirming her status as Queen by the grace of God. Even when the coin is dirty, with toning or accumulated grime softening the details, the delicate lines of the portrait often remain visible, adding character rather than diminishing its appeal. Many collectors actually appreciate a natural aged appearance, as it demonstrates authenticity and circulation history. On the reverse, or tail side, the design is equally impressive. The crowned quartered shield of the royal arms dominates the center, representing England, Scotland, and Ireland in a unified emblem. Surrounding it is a beautifully detailed garter bearing the motto, Honi soit qui mal y pence. The denomination, half crown, and the date, 1955, appear clearly beneath the design. In a dirty condition, the high points of the shield and crown may show wear, and the fields may appear darkened, but these elements tell a story of genuine use. Rather than seeing dirt as a flaw, seasoned collectors often see it as a sign of a coin that fulfilled its purpose in British daily life. From a cultural perspective, the half crown held considerable importance. Before decimalization in 1971, the British monetary system was based on pounds, shillings, and pence. The half crown was worth 2 shillings and 6 pence, or 1/8 of a pound. It was a significant denomination at the time, used for substantial purchases. It represented value, reliability, and tradition within a complex but deeply rooted currency system. Today, it stands as a symbol of a bygone era, making it especially attractive to collectors who cherish pre-decimal British coinage. In terms of physical specifications, the 1955 half crown was struck in cupronickel, following the change from silver in 1947. The coin weighs approximately 14.14 grams and measures about 32.3 millimeters in diameter, giving it a substantial and reassuring feel in the hand. Its reeded edge adds both decorative and practical elements, helping to prevent clipping and counterfeiting. Even in a dirty state, the coin's size and weight make it an impressive addition to any collection. When discussing rarity, it is important to understand that the 1955 half crown was not minted in extremely low numbers. Millions were produced for circulation, which means it is not rare in the strictest sense. However, demand plays a powerful role in the numismatic market. As interest in Queen Elizabeth II's early coinage continues to grow, collectors are actively seeking examples from the 1950s. A dirty condition coin will naturally be valued lower than a pristine uncirculated example, yet it still holds collector interest, particularly if the details remain clear and the surfaces are not heavily damaged. Now let us address the question that many viewers are most curious about, the current market value in dollars. In a dirty, circulated condition, a genuine 1955 UK half crown typically trades for a modest sum, often between $2 and $8, depending on the level of wear and overall eye appeal. In stronger circulated grades with attractive toning, values can range from $10 to $20. Exceptionally well-preserved examples in mint state can command considerably higher prices. While online rumors sometimes claim these coins are worth thousands, and you may see exaggerated figures such as $3,000 or even $5,000 mentioned in sensational listings, such values would only apply in extraordinary cases, such as rare mint errors or exceptional proof specimens. In normal dirty circulated condition, realistic values remain within the lower double-digit range, yet the steady demand ensures they are far from unwanted. For collectors, the key is not simply the monetary value but the historical significance and long-term appeal. If you own a 1955 half crown in dirty condition, resist the temptation to clean it. Cleaning can significantly reduce collector value by damaging the natural surface and removing original patina. Instead, store it in a protective holder, keep it in a dry environment, and consider building a small collection of half crowns from different years to appreciate the continuity of design and history. Coins with honest wear often have more character than artificially polished examples. The 1955 half crown remains a powerful reminder of Britain's enduring traditions and the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's historic reign. Even when found in a humble, dirty state, it carries with it decades of stories, transactions, and human touch. Its solid weight, classic heraldic design, and unmistakable royal portrait make it a favorite among collectors who appreciate authenticity and heritage. While it may not turn you into an overnight millionaire, its steady demand and historical depth ensure that it remains a respected and sought-after piece within the world of British coin collecting. For anyone passionate about history, culture, and the artistry of coinage, the 1955 half crown stands proudly as a small yet meaningful treasure from the past. Next up, the 1953 half crown continues to capture the attention of collectors across the world, and many people are now searching their old drawers and inherited collections, wondering whether they might be holding a small fortune in their hands. The year 1953 was extraordinary for the United Kingdom. It marked the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, a young monarch stepping onto the world stage after the passing of King George VI in 1952. The country was rebuilding after the Second World War, rationing was still fresh in memory, and there was a renewed sense of hope and optimism. Coins issued in 1953 were among the first to feature the new Queen's portrait, making them historically important as part of the very beginning of the Elizabethan era. The half crown, valued at 2 shillings and 6 pence, was a substantial coin in everyday use and played an important role in daily commerce. When we examine the obverse, or the head side of the 1953 half crown, we see the first coinage portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The youthful effigy was designed by Mary Gillick and presents the Queen without a crown, a stylistic decision that symbolized both youth and simplicity. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This portrait is highly admired by collectors for its elegant simplicity and for marking the start of one of the longest reigns in British history. Turning to the reverse, or tail side, the design is bold and heraldic. The 1953 half crown features the crown shield of the royal arms, displaying the emblems of England, Scotland, and Ireland. The shield is beautifully detailed, even in circulated pieces, and beneath it appears the date 1953. The inscription, half crown, is proudly displayed, reinforcing its denomination. The design represents unity, sovereignty, and centuries of British tradition. Even coins that have passed through many hands often retain much of this impressive detail, which adds to their enduring appeal. In terms of physical specifications, the 1953 half crown was struck in cupronickel, as silver had been removed from most circulating British coinage after 1947. The coin weighs approximately 14.14 grams and measures 32.3 millimeters in diameter, making it a large and satisfying coin to hold. Its milled edge and solid feel contribute to its presence, and even in circulated condition it still carries a sense of dignity and substance. As for rarity, the 1953 half crown is not considered extremely rare in general terms, as millions were minted for circulation during the coronation year. However, demand remains consistently strong because of its historical significance and its association with the beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Circulated examples are widely collected, especially by those building complete date runs of pre-decimal British coinage. While it may not be scarce in lower grades, high-grade examples and well-preserved circulated coins can attract increased interest in today's competitive market. Now let us talk about the market value in dollars, which is what many viewers are eager to know. In circulated condition, a typical 1953 half crown usually sells for around $3 to $10, depending on the level of wear and eye appeal. In very fine condition, prices may reach approximately $15 to $25. However, when coins are found in exceptionally sharp condition or in uncirculated state, values can climb significantly higher. Some top-grade examples have achieved prices of $200, $500, and in rare cases specially preserved pieces have been advertised at figures reaching into the thousands, such as $2,000 or even $3,000, particularly when graded and certified by professional services. While such high numbers are not common for ordinary circulated coins, these headline figures continue to fuel strong demand and excitement among collectors. The cultural and historical value of this coin often outweighs its metal value. It represents the dawn of a new era, the optimism of post-war Britain, and the pageantry of the 1953 coronation. For many families, these coins were part of everyday life, used to buy groceries, cinema tickets, or train fares. Today, they serve as tangible reminders of a time when Britain stood united in celebration of a young queen whose reign would shape modern history. For collectors, there are several important considerations. Always examine the portrait for clear facial detail and check the shield on the reverse for sharpness in the heraldic elements. Look at the rim and milled edge for excessive wear or damage. Original surfaces and natural toning can make a circulated coin far more attractive. If you believe you have a particularly well-preserved example, it may be worth having it professionally graded, as certification can significantly increase buyer confidence and potential resale value. In conclusion, the 1953 UK half crown in circulating condition remains a highly desirable and historically rich coin. While most circulated examples are modestly priced, the strong collector demand driven by its coronation year status and its place at the very beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's reign ensures that it continues to be searched for and treasured. Whether valued at a few dollars or, in exceptional cases, marketed at thousands, this coin carries far more than monetary worth. It carries history, heritage, and a story of national renewal. If you happen to come across one in your collection, take a closer look, because even a well-used 1953 half crown still holds a proud place in the world of British numismatics and remains a symbol of an unforgettable year in the United Kingdom's past.